Okay, we are going to do another exercise on entering transactions to the accounting equation. So we have tried out few questions earlier, so you can revise them and get yourself refreshed. And meantime, let's move on to today's question. Okay, so we already have the following balances were shown on the 1st July 2025 of Ruanti's business, and there is motor vehicle 500,000, stocks 200,000, cash 100,000, bank loan 200,000, creditors 100,000, and capital 500,000. So those are the starting balances. Okay. So, and they are also saying the following transactions occurred in July 2025. Owner invested 200,000 as additional capital. First transaction. Second, paid rupees 20,000 bank loan installment, including rupees 2,000 as the interest. Third one, purchase goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. Fourth question, paid rupees 50,000 to creditors. Fifth question, the owner gave rupees 200,000 worth of his private motor bicycle to the business. Sixth, sold goods which cost rupees 100,000 at rupees 1,50,000 on credit basis. 7, paid rupees 10,000 for insurance. 8, received 70,000 from debtors. 9, paid rupees 5,000 from business for the electricity bill of owner's house. 10, received sales commission income of rupees 10,000. So those are the 10 transactions that has happened over the July in 2025. Okay. So to start this, what you have to do is you have to prepare your accounting equation. That is, assets is equal to equity plus liability. So in the accounting equation, we check who owns the asset. Who owns the asset? Asset ටික කාටද අයිති කියන එක තමයි අපි accounting equation එකේදී කරන්නේ. එතකොට assets වල තියෙනවා we have motor vehicle, stock, debtors and cash. Okay, those are taken from here because those starting balances are mentioned. See, motor vehicle, stock, debtors. Okay, debtors is not mentioned here. Cash and then bank loan, creditors and capital. So in some questions like this, okay, when if you get a question like this for your exam, okay, or your term test paper, what you should ideally do is, now sometimes you might get the structure like this. For example, they will tell you, okay, assets, they will give you this table. Okay, they will give you this table. So simply you have to fill this. Or else what could happen is they might not give you this subtypes, I mean the types of assets. Then you will have to figure out the assets. Okay, then you will have to figure out the assets. For example, now let's say we have 10 transactions here. Okay, let's say that the examiner has not given these asset types, motor vehicles, stop data and cash. Now, when you read these here, you will understand, okay, motor vehicle is asset, stock is asset, cash is asset. Okay, so you know it. Then equity is a separate one. Then bank loan is a liability, creditors is a liability. Okay, and capital is 500,000. That's it. Okay, so then what you have to do is you have to go through these 10 transactions first and identify what are the assets. What are the assets? If the examiner has not given you these asset types, then asset types and liability types, then you will have to go through these 10 transactions first and identify the assets and liabilities. Examiner ඕගොල්ලන්ට දීලා තිබුණ නැත්නම් asset types ටිකයි liability types ටිකයි ඕගොල්ලෝ මොකක්ද කරන්න ඕනේ මේ transactions 10ට කියවලා ඕගොල්ලෝ assets ටිකයි liability ටිකයි identify කරන්න ඕනේ. Then for example, let's look at this. Owner invested 200,000 as additional capital. Okay, it's cash. Okay, cash is an asset. Okay, here in this transaction, asset is cash. Okay, paid rupees 20,000 bank loan installment, including rupees 2,000 as interest. Then bank loan is a liability. So we should know bank loan is a liability. Then paid rupees 20,000 කියපු ගමන් අපි තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ that is cash. Okay, then it says purchase goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. Purchase goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. එතකොට purchase goods කිව්ව ගමන් goods is an asset. Now, last time also, I told there are two two scenarios when you do credit transaction. You can buy on credit or you can sell on credit. I told you can either buy on credit or you can sell on credit. If you sell on credit, okay, if you sell on credit, it will create a receivable or a debtor. If you buy on credit, it will create a creditor. Now look at this scenario. Purchase goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. So you have bought on credit basis. You have bought on credit basis. Then what happened is it creates a creditor. Okay, it creates a creditor. So likewise, you should understand what are the types of assets or liabilities inside this transaction. Okay, then you can on a side way, you can write, okay, creditors. Then paid rupees 50,000 to creditors. So creditors here, cash here. Owner gave rupees 200,000 worth of his private motor bicycle to the business. Okay, here it speaks about a private motor bicycle. So my asset is private motor bicycle, or I can say motor vehicle. Okay, then sold goods which costed rupees 100,000 at 1,50,000 on credit basis. See, here it's selling on credit. Here it's selling on credit. When we sell on credit, api nayata vikunuhama, it creates a debtor. Okay, I told you there are two scenarios in credit basis transactions. Either I buy on credit, where I create a creditor, or I sell on credit, where I create a debtor. Okay, two scenarios. So then you have paid rupees 10,000 for insurance. Okay, so this is a expense. Okay, and paid rupees 10,000 means that is cash. Received rupees 70,000 from debtors. Okay, here see you have debtors. Then paid rupees 500,000 from the business for the electricity bill of owner's house. Then this is a expense payment, cash and expenses. Okay, received sales commission income of rupees 10,000. That is cash and income. Okay, likewise, if you do not have the type of assets and liabilities in a question, and if you are being asked to sort of like enter the transactions into the accounting equation, what you should do is you have to identify the uh, type of assets. මේ හැම වෙලාවකදීම එක්සෑම් එක පැත්තෙන් ගත්තොත් මේ ක්වෙස්චන් එක එක්සැමිනර් අහන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එකත් එක්ක තමයි ටැලි වෙන්නේ. In terms of examination, what matters is how it is being asked by the examiner. For example, he might have asked you to mention these things. For example, categorize assets under motor vehicle, stocks, debtors, cash, bank loan, creditors, likewise. Okay, and he might have given the entire table. Okay, he might have given you entire the table, or else he might have not given you the entire table and he wants you to find out these items and enter the transaction. Okay, number one, he give everything. Number two, he wants you to find out these types of assets and liabilities. Or sometimes you might not need to classify into those subcategories, but simply apply into asset plus equity and liability accounting equation. So three scenarios could be possible. Okay, now here I have provided you the accounting equation and the assets and liabilities. මම accounting equation එකයි ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන type of assets and liabilities ටික දීලා තියෙනවා. So what you have to do now is complete this transactions and complete this exercise. To start off, what you have to do is you have to start off with the starting balances. You have to start off with the starting balances. So see, motor vehicle. Okay, now we have 500,000. So let me start. Okay. Then stocks, you have 200,000. Okay. Then cash, you have 100,000. Then you have a bank loan of 200,000. Okay. Then you have creditors of 100,000. Sorry. Creditors of 100,000. Okay. And then capital or equity of 500,000. Okay. So see, once you add them all, you will see your left hand side and right hand side balances are equal. Okay. Here it's 8 lakh. Here it's 8 lakh. So once you start this, it should start on a equal basis. You can make a patanganiddima may pat left right hand side dekai, left hand side dekai, two sides should be equal. Okay. So I have mentioned the starting balances. So you can start doing the question. Now the time is 12 o'clock. Okay. Take good 20 minutes, 2 minutes per transaction. Don't be hurry. Okay. Read it and do it. Do these 10 transactions. Okay. Do it slowly. Okay. Read it, underline it. Okay. Scratch it and write, okay, this is asset. Okay. Circle the accounting elements. Okay. And circle the amounts and do it. Okay. Take your time and do it. Okay. Now we are going to start off the question. Okay. So so we have initially put all these opening balances into this equation. Okay. See, motor vehicles 500,000, stocks 200,000, then cash 100,000, equity capital is 500,000, bank loan 200,000, and creditors 100,000. Okay. So see, this is all completed and we already know this. Okay. So it's all good. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's go to the first question. Okay. So let's go to the first question. Owner invested rupees 200,000 as additional capital. Owner invested rupees 200,000 as additional capital. Owner invested rupees 200,000 as additional capital. So here, the important thing is, now see, you will see two things. One thing is owner invested 200,000, which is rupees 200,000 is cash. Okay. And on the other hand, capital is the other part. Okay. 200,000 cash and additional capital. Okay. So here what we have to do is we receive 200,000 as cash. Okay. And then additional capital 200,000 I include it to equity. So it's very simple. 200,000 I receive it as cash. So cash is going up by 200,000. On the other hand, additional capital is also going up by 200,000. Okay. So see, account is balanced 1 million, 1 million each. First question, very simple. Okay. Then the second one. Paid rupees 20,000 bank loan installment, including 2,000 as the interest. Paid rupees 20,000 bank loan installment, including rupees 2,000 as the interest. Now here, the easy part is you have paid rupees 20,000. Okay. So your cash is going out by 20,000. See, you have paid rupees 20,000. Okay. So your cash is going out by 20,000. Simple as that. Okay. So you record it. What do you know? You record it. 20,000. Easy part. And now it's being a little tricky. It is saying you have paid a bank loan installment, including 2,000 as the interest. Okay. See here it says bank loan installment and rupees 2,000 is interest. Okay. So here what happens is this rupees 2000 as the interest is a expense. Okay, your expense. So you have paid 20,000. There 2,000 is interest and balance 18,000 is capital part, loan capital part. Okay, you have paid 20,000. You have paid 20,000. Okay, and interest you have paid how much? 2,000. Then loan installment. Okay, the loan amount, loan capital amount, how much? Loan capital amount will be 20,000 minus 2,000, 8,000. Okay. See, you have paid 20,000, interest is 2,000, so loan capital is 8,000. Now this loan interest is expense and it will be recorded under deduction of equity. Okay, 2,000 deduction. Then loan capital, so your loan capital is going down by 18,000. Okay, your loan, which was 200,000 initially, is going down by 18,000. And you have paid this 20,000, so your cash is also going down. Okay, so cash is going down by 20,000 and your bank loan is going down by 18,000. That 2,000 interest will be going out of equity as an expense. This 2,000 is a expense. Okay. Okay, then we are going to the third transaction. Purchase goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. Purchase goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. So here, see, this transaction is a credit transaction. It is not a cash transaction, so no cash involvement. This is a credit transaction. So what happens is you are purchasing goods. Okay, you are purchasing goods at rupees 100,000. Okay, so you need a value. Value is 100,000. You are purchasing goods. And on what? On credit basis. The important thing is it is on credit basis. So when you buy goods, your stock is going up. Okay, so your stock is going up by 100,000. Then it's on credit basis. Okay, it's on credit basis. So creditors is also going up by 100,000. Where ණයට බඩු ගන්නවා ලක්ෂයක. ණයට බඩු ගන්නවා ලක්ෂයක. So what happened? Your stock is going up by 100,000 and at the meantime, your creditors or the people who you owe money is also going up by 100,000. එතකොට මම අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේ there are two scenarios when it comes to credit. Okay, whether you are selling on credit or whether you are buying on credit. Okay, two scenarios. Okay, number one, are you selling on credit? Number two, are you buying on credit? Okay, so if you are selling on credit, okay, it will create a debtor. And if you are buying on credit, it will create a creditor, right? So here you have bought on credit. You have bought on credit. So it will create a creditor. Okay. So creditors is going up by 100,000 and your stock is going up by 100,000. Now what is happened is you have bought on credit and subsequently you are going to pay 50,000 to your creditors. Okay. ඔයා ණයට බඩු අරගෙන තියෙනවා. ඒ ණයට ගත්ත බඩු ටිකෙන් ඔයා 50,000ක් කෑෂ් වලින් ඔන්න ගෙවන්න යනවා මේ creditors ලට. Okay. ඔයා creditors ලට ගෙවනවා. ඔයා creditors ලට ගෙවනවා. Okay. Now when you're paying 50,000, what is happening to your cash balance? Your cash balance is going down. Okay. Fourth transaction. You're paying 50,000 to your creditors. So as you pay, your cash balance is going down by 50,000. And when you pay creditors, what happens is creditors balance is also going down by 50,000. Okay, where creditors are pay karna, so your cash balance is going down by 50,000. And when you pay creditors, your creditors balance is also going down by 50,000. Okay, then the fifth one. The owner gave rupees 200,000 worth of his private motor bicycle to the business. The owner gave rupees 200,000 worth of his private motor bicycle to the business. Okay. Okay. Now this is a pretty important part. Okay. This is a pretty important part. Why? Now this scenario, this transaction, it includes infusion of capital. Business එකට capital එක introduce කරන එක. Okay. Now when you infuse capital, okay, when you infuse capital, you can do it in two ways. Okay, you can do it in two ways. Okay, one is you can do it as cash. Okay, see, මේ පළවෙනි question එක තියෙන owner invested rupees 200,000 as additional capital. You have invested it as cash. The second one being goods or other assets. Other assets. Other assets like motor vehicle. Okay, so you have infused the capital. First scenario being you have infused the capital in cash form. The second one being other assets like motor bicycle. Okay, so here owner gave rupees 200,000 worth of private motor bicycle to the business. So what is happening? Your motor vehicle balance is going up by 200,000. Okay, meantime owner's equity in the business, business එකේ අයිතිකාරයාගේ business එකේ තියෙන අයිතිය තවත් ලක්ෂ දෙකකින් වැඩි වෙනවා. Okay, so what is happening? Private motor bicycle on one hand. Okay, private motor bicycle on one hand, and other is equity. So it is not mentioned here. Equity part is not mentioned here. From the scenario, you have to grab it. Okay, the two items, the equity part is not mentioned here. From the scenario, you have to grab it. Okay, things happen like that. Okay, next we are going to the sixth question. Sold goods which cost 100,000 at rupees 1,50,000 on credit basis. Sold goods which cost rupees 100,000 at rupees 1,50,000 on credit basis. Then බලන්න මේ question එක now we were talking about this credit transaction. First one we discussed purchase on credit. The May transaction එක ඇවිල්ලා this is a selling on credit. Okay, this is a selling on credit. So when you are selling on credit, what will it create? It will create a debtor. See here, when you are selling on credit, okay, it will create a debtor. When you are selling on credit, it will create a debtor. So here it says sold goods which cost rupees 100,000 at rupees 1,50,000 on credit basis. අපි මේක දන්න විදිහට කරගෙන යමු, right? Sold goods which cost 100,000. Goods which cost 100,000. Okay. Goods which cost. So what is happening? Your goods balance is going down by 100,000. මොකද ලක්ෂක බඩු ටික විකුණන්නේ, so it's going down by 100,000. So you're selling on credit. Okay. Now we learned when I sell on credit. Okay. When I sell on credit, I create a debtor. Okay. When I sell on credit, I create a debtor. Okay. So sold on credit. Okay. Sold on credit, it create a debtor. Okay. See, sold on credit, it create a debtor. Now, how much is this debtor? My debtor ke size එක කොච්චරද? 1,50,000 because I have sold it for 1,50,000. Okay. Now there is an interesting part. I buy something for 1,50,000. Sorry, 100,000. I buy something for 1 lakh, and I am selling it for 1,50,000. Okay. I buy something for 100,000 and I'm selling it for 1,50,000. එතකොට මේකෙන් මට මොකක්ද හැදෙන්නේ? මම ලක්ෂයට බඩු ටිකක් අරගෙන 1,50,000 වලට වික්ක ගමන් මට මොකක්ද හැදෙන්නේ? මට හැදෙනවා profit එකක්. Okay? I will generate a profit. So that profit is 50,000. That profit is 50,000. So I buy it for 1 lakh and I am selling it for 1,50,000. So it will create a 50,000 profit. Okay, it will create a 50,000 profit. Now this 50,000 profit is an increase in equity. This 50,000 profit is an increase in equity. So I include it for equity. Okay, so I included it for equity. Now see here, your left hand side is 50,000 when it is netted, and your right hand side is also 50,000 when it is netted. So your equation is nicely balanced. Okay, okay, let's go for the seventh transaction. Paid rupees 100,000 for insurance. Okay, paid rupees 100,000 for the insurance. Okay, simply now it's rupees 100,000, so it is cash. Okay, මේ transaction එකක් බලපු ගමන් තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ පළවෙනි කැලේ තමයි මේක cash තියනවාද කියන එක. So paid rupees 10,000 means you have paid it in cash. Paid rupees 10,000 means you have paid it in cash. So your cash balance, what is happening? It is going down. Okay, paid 10,000. Okay, paid 10,000. Okay, then your cash balance is going down by 10,000. Then you are paying this for your insurance. Okay, you are paying this for your insurance. Now, paying for insurance is an expense, and that expense will be a reduction in equity. Okay, that expense will be a reduction in equity. So your equity will also go down by 10,000. Okay, so your equity will go down by 10,000. Okay, then let's go to 8. Okay, now it says received 70,000 from debtors. Received 70,000 from debtors. Now you have received 70,000 in cash. Okay, so what is happening to your cash balance? Your cash balance is 70,000. Is your cash balance going up by 70,000? Your cash balance is going up by 70,000. On the other hand, you are receiving it. Okay, you have received it from whom? From debtors. Okay, you have received it from debtors. Once you receive it from your debtors, what is happening is your debtor balance is going down by 70,000. Okay, your debtor balance is going down by 70,000. Okay, so you are receiving 70,000 from your debtors. So your cash balance is going up by 70,000 and your debtor balance is going down by 70,000. Okay, so we are going to the ninth question. Ninth question, paid rupees 5,000 from business for the electricity bill of the owner's house. Paid rupees 5,000 from the business for the electricity bill of owner's house. Now, the important thing here is, now this is a drawing. This is a drawing. Drawing means, okay, drawing means you are now, we already talked about infusion of capital. Okay, we already talked about infusion of capital. See here, we talked about introducing capital to the business. Okay, infuse capital. Okay, ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා බිස්නස් එකට කැපිටල් එක දානවා. හරිද? එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඔයාට බිස්නස් එකේ තියෙන අයිතිය වැඩි වෙනවා. බිස්නස් එකට කැපිටල් එක දාද්දි, ඔයා බිස්නස් එකට කැපිටල් එක දාද්දි ඔයාට බිස්නස් එකේ තියෙන අයිතිය වැඩි වෙනවා. බිස්නස් එකේ තියෙන අයිතිය එක වැඩි වුණාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඔයාගේ කැපිටල් එක එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ ඉක්විටි එක හැමතිස්සෙම උඩට යනවා. ඕකේ, ඔයාගේ ඉක්විටි එක හැමතිස්සෙම උඩට යනවා. දැන් මෙතෙන්දි කතා වෙන්නේ, හරි? මෙතෙන්දි කතා වෙන්නේ ඒක අනික් පැත්ත. drawings. හරිද? drawings උත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයා කෑෂ් විදිහට ඒක ගන්නත් පුළුවන් එළියට. එහෙම නැත්නම් අද ඇසට් එකක් විදිහට ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. For example, drawing එකක් වුණාම අයිතිකාරයට ගිහිල්ලා බිස්නස් එකේ තියෙන සල්ලි එළියට ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් එයාට කියන්න පුළුවන් එයා බිස්නස් එකේ තියෙන ස්ටොක්ස් මොනවා හරි ගන්නවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් බිස්නස් එකේ තියෙන වාහනයක් එයාගේ පුද්ගලික පරිහරණයට ගන්නවා. Okay, so it will be drawings. Okay, it will be drawings. So you will have to remember this drawings part as well, which is an important part. ඒ කියන්නේ බිස්නස් එකට අපි දාපු සල්ලි ටික මොකද කරන්නේ? අපි එළියට ගන්නවා. බිස්නස් එකට අයිතිකාරයා දාපු සල්ලි අයිතිකරු විසින් එළියට ගන්නවා. The money introduced by the owner of the business into the business is taken outside by the businessman. Okay, so when the businessman take out the money or goods from the business for his personal use, what is happening is the equity in the business, owner's equity in the business will go down. Okay, owner's equity in the business will go down. ව්‍යාපාරයේ අයිතිකරුවෙක් ව්‍යාපාරයට අයිති මුදල් හෝ භාණ්ඩ තමන්ගේ පුද්ගලික පරිහරණයට ගත්තොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඒ ව්‍යාපාරයේ ව්‍යාපාරික කරුට හිමි අයිතිය අඩු වෙනවා. Okay, so equity will come down. So here what has happened is paid rupees 5,000 from the business for the electricity bill of the owner's house. Okay, so rupees 5,000 will be deducted, and on the other hand, okay, equity will also go down by 5,000. Now this 5,000 payment, okay, this paid 5,000 is not an expense. What you need to understand very clearly is it is not an expense. Okay, this is not an expense. This is a reduction in equity, but not an expense because it is a drawing. Okay, this 5,000 is not an expense. Okay, now if this electricity bill was for the business, let's say මේ electricity bill එක business එකේ අවශ්‍යතාවයකට ගෙවුවේ කියලා, එහෙනම් ඒක expense එකක්. නමුත් මේ 5,000 එක expense එකක් නෙමෙයි. right? මේක ඇවිල්ලා කෙලිම drawings එකක්. මොකද මේක අපි ගෙවන්නේ, මම ඕන්න මේක වෙනම part එකකින් මේවා කරන්නම්, right? අපි දාමු මේකට මේ පාට දාලා බලමු. right? මේක මේ ඕනර්ගේ house එකේ bill එක තමයි ගෙවන්නේ. electricity bill of the owner's house, right? electricity bill of the owner's house, right? ඒක තමයි පේන්නේ නේද? Electricity bill of owner's house. Electricity bill of owner's house can expense එකක් නෙමෙයි. මේක ඇවිල්ලා drawings එකක්. මේක it is a reduction in equity. Okay, then the 10th one, we are going to the 10th transaction. Received sales commission income of rupees 10,000. Okay, received rupees 10,000 as sales commission income. So 10,000, okay, 10,000, your cash balance is going up. 10,000, your cash balance is going up. Okay, and meantime, what is happening is sales commission income. Okay, your income is also going up by 10,000. Okay, so your equity is going up by 10,000. Now with that, we will wrap up the question. Okay, we can wrap up this question. Okay, now see, okay, now see, at the end of the transaction, at the end of entering all these transactions, what has happened is, see, your left hand side, okay, your left hand side is equal to your right hand side. Okay, your left hand side, see, your left hand side is equal to your right hand side. එතකොට මේකෙන් තමයි කියන්නේ මේ accounting equation එක හරියටම balance වෙලා තියෙනවා. Okay, it's all very well balanced. Now the important thing is the things I told you, you have to understand it logically. මම මේ කියපු දේවල් ටික ඔයාලා මේක හරියටම logically understand කරන්න ඕනේ. මේක logical විදියට තේරුණා කියන්නේ අපිට මේ වගේ question එකක් ඕන වෙලාවක ගොඩ දා ගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ වගේ question එකක් ඕන වෙලාවක ගොඩ දා ගන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ, then we have to enter it as debit and credit. Okay, the next step, that will be easy because you need to remember a very small amount of things. Okay, now if we know this correctly, අපි මේක හරියටම දන්නවා නම් අපිට පුළුවන් මේ transactions ටික හරියටම categorize කරගන්න. Right, categorize කරගෙන accounting equation එකට දාගන්න. දැන් මේ transaction එකක් කියවුවම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙනවා when you read a transaction you will understand මොන accounting elements වලටද මේක impact එක තියෙන්නේ. Which accounting elements are impacted from this transaction. Okay, and to where I should put it. Making මගේ accounting elements වැඩි වෙනවද අඩු වෙනවද? මොන accounting element එකකටද impact වෙන්නේ? මොකක්ද impact එක? Which accounting element and what is the impact? Likewise, you will understand. Now with this, why you should now we will have this session recorded. If you have go through it again, the things I tell you that will be the logicality. ඒක තමයි logicality එක. Logicality එක තේරුණා ගමන් not just this 10 transactions, we can do any transaction. Okay, once we have the logicality correct in our head, okay, we can do any transaction. Okay, so with that we can wrap up this question, and I will come for a Q&A session. Okay, so with that we'll be wrapping off this question. Okay, thank you.